old school barber feel with your favorite watering hole. And now you can earn $10 off by simply mentioning the ticket. And if you're an existing member, still mention the ticket for an exclusive offer. Offer valid at Lincoln location only. Scissors and Scotch, located just south of 30th and Yankee Hill, and online at lincoln.scissorscotch.com.
Come watch the Lincoln Stars on Saturday, November 15th as the Sioux Falls Stampede come to town. It's flyaway night as the Stars are giving away 2 round-trip flights to Orlando courtesy of the Lincoln Airport. Every ticket is a registration, and you must be present at the game to win when the prize is drawn in the third period. There's no Husker volleyball or football game that night, so pack the icebox on Saturday, November 15th against the Sioux Falls Stampede for flyaway night.
If you want to make new floor shopping easier, come to O Street Carpet. Hi, I'm Steve Carper. Our flooring professionals can help you choose the best flooring for you, your family, and your budget. We eliminate the confusion. Even better, you'll be enjoying your new flooring much sooner. No 6 or 8 week waits. We'll install right away and save you money on installation. Floor shopping made easy every day at O Street Carpet.
O Street Carpet.
1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services is here to help you protect things that are most important to you. Whether it's your home, your family, or your future, Jack Russell has the proven experience to get the job done while developing authentic relationships with you. Give Jack a call today at 402-421-9100. Again, that's 402-421-9100. Or visit one of his 2 locations in Lincoln or Seward and learn how you can excel in the complicated world of insurance. Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services, a trusted and well-respected representative since 1999.
It's the best time of the year to order a new John Deere self-propelled windrower from Landmark Implement during the early order program. Hay harvest is a race against time. Order a new John Deere self-propelled windrower to harvest your hay quickly and efficiently while promoting quick dry down for quality hay. Now is the time to lock in the best price of the year. Contact your local Landmark location for full details on a new self-propelled windrower and experience the Landmark difference.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. Welcome into Business Builders on 93.7 The Ticket. Business Builders is where grit meets strategy and good ideas grow into great companies. Here are your hosts, Matt Warner and Rebecca Pearson.
All right. Good morning, Lincoln, Nebraska. 9 o'clock Saturday morning. Another gorgeous day, Matt. Unbelievable.
Cow.
In November.
I am going to crush my leaf picking up today. I am going to make those leaves, well,
succumb.
Let's just say I will own them.
Yes. Now, are you going to own them one by one with a blower, with a rake? What do you have?
So I will probably make a big pile and jump into it because that's just the kind of guy I am.
Okay.
I am still a kid at heart, and I like to make the snow angel out of leaves, right?
Okay, awesome.
So I'll do that. Oh, yeah.
All right. Well, welcome into Business Builders. This is Matt and Rebecca, 93.7 The Ticket. We're at 402-464-5685, so you can chat, text in, watch us on the Sartor Heyman video stream, call us on the Honda Lincoln hotline, and of course, we're live streaming on Facebook, X, otherwise known as Twitter.
We are everywhere.
YouTube.
And we are growing.
Everywhere.
We are coming after the morning show, and we are growing each week and getting better and better at this thing.
Right. Including if you missed last week's show, we stole the early break producer with Rudy.
Yes,
so
that was awesome.
Yes. So we are really coming for you. We're gunning for early break, including stealing their staff. In fact, maybe we should have some of the early breakers on here.
We should. I don't know. I don't want to give them any more credit. They do a good enough job on there. Hey, how about Friday Night Lights? Let's talk real quick. Okay. Friday Night Lights, man. We've got some crazy good football going on right now in the state of Nebraska, and holy cow, Class A, just teams are just crushing it. But in Class B, the mighty Waverly Vikings,
dun, dun.
45 years. Rebecca,
what was it? Did they play last night?
years
what was
since
the score?
They've been in the finals. Yeah,
they
won like 38-18.
Okay, who were they playing?
Bennington, and I'm going to tell you, Bennington, they did not give up. I got to tell you, hats off to Bennington out there. All right. So Waverly's up like 38. Let's just say 38-0. You would think they would just throw the towel in. These kids did not. I mean, Bennington came out and they were. I was like, oh my goodness, I need to watch this to the end.
Where grit meets strategy.
Oh, it is. It was. I loved it. So hats off to that Bennington club, the coaches there. They're going to be playing Gretna East in the championship next Monday. But what I find so fascinating is it's been 45 years since Waverly's been in the finals. So it's been a dry spell. Let's just say 1980. And by the way, I was at the 1980 game as a kid, right? Playing catch. And I was like 9 years old at that time. So I can remember being at that game. So I'm excited for these kids to get to go do that. But I also loved watching how about the Huskers last night?
Oh my gosh.
They feel that in UCLA?
Yeah, in UCLA, yes. UCLA volleyball is what we're talking about. Go Huskers, but they didn't sweep.
No.
Fascinating.
No, they got
14-10 team, got them on the third set. So,
I love it. You know what? That's why you play the game, right? And that's just like in business. Sometimes you cannot measure everything in business by your wins and losses. You really, it's a finite game. So the game in business just keeps going on and on and on. There is no time that you get to take off.
And it was so much fun to watch them in the fourth set. Just say, okay.
Oh my goodness!
You know what? We're going down, and we're just gonna wipe the floor. It was awesome.
And could you see a little bit of like the girls were a little crabby?
Oh, they were.
I saw some fire in their eyes.
Absolutely.
Like, are you kidding me? So that was super exciting.
Yeah. I would love to be a fly on the wall with Danny talking to them after something like that, because they've had so many sweeps. So I'm sure they were thinking about it, but they're pros, right?
I also want to say that I had the awesome pleasure this week. I was out in Savannah, Georgia at a captive insurance meeting. And for all you business owners out there, you've got to keep pushing that envelope, got to keep pushing that next thing. What's the next thing to elevate who you are and what you're doing? And that's what separates some of the business owners that you see constantly striving for excellence. I got to sit in a room with 30 other business owners, and they're all either CFOs or CEOs or the principals, right, of these. Right. And they're $300, $400, $500 million companies. So they're not fly by nights. They're big companies. But what I loved about it was I got to sit in a room where I was completely challenged. I mean, it was my brain is excited, but also exhausted.
Yeah.
Now, meanwhile, back at home, my team was putting on what we call a certified installers program. It's a training where we're training other companies how to do what we do to sell them materials, right? So I'm getting text messages from my friends in the industry saying, "Where are you at? Why are you not here? This is the first annual ever training. Why wouldn't you be out here?" And I want to say that my team, I trust them so much, and I'm really into this trust and inspire thing with Stephen Covey. So I apologize. I'm gonna rattle on. Then we're gonna get to you, my friend. So I'm sorry,
our special guest.
But I got to tell you, when you trust your team as much as I do, and you know that they have all the good intentions, no matter what goes wrong, they're gonna fix it and they're gonna make it better. And I kept getting these text messages of saying, "Holy cow, every time we meet somebody, they're amazing. What do you do to these people? What's going on? What kind of water are you guys drinking here in Waverly?"
Right.
And that's how we're growing. And Rebecca, even since I've met you in the last 3 years, we've doubled since I've met you.
Yeah.
So we're growing. When we met in my office 4 years ago, the very first time, that was where I was. Now I'm at a different campus out at a remote location. So I just want to pour into all you entrepreneurs out there. I hope there's somebody driving a truck with the mower on the back right now. Push yourself to where the comfort level is so uncomfortable that all you have to do is rely on your people and your resources around you and pour into those people and love on them, because at the end of the day, that skid loader is just a machine, but those people operating it is what really makes it happen.
Right. And we love to talk about people and culture.
People
on
is
show. So
is my passion.
This is your passion. It's my passion. And now we're going to find out if it's John Nelson's passion,
All
who
right.
is our guest
now,
today.
I'll shut up now.
Yeah. So John Nelson, for people who don't know John Nelson, joining us in studio today with Hamilton Business Technologies, owner and family business inheritor. Is that it? You're third generation? Third generation.
Owner. We've got
a group of people.
Group of family owners. We also have a equity owner that's a nonprofit.
Got it.
out in based in California, but nationwide.
Okay.
Lean into that, Mike.
Yeah,
just a
maybe
little bit
talk
more.
a little bit closer to the
Sorry.
mic so people can hear you.
Yep.
We're excited to
You're
have
doing great.
have John. So people may have seen Hamilton Business Technologies pretty much everywhere in Lincoln right now. You all have a major effort going on, and it's one of the reasons we wanted to have you on, because I didn't even know about the business, and you're a wonderful supporter of 93.7 The Ticket, so we appreciate that.
Well, and that's what we're here to try to address.
Yes.
I mean, we've worked hard enough to build a reputation with our clients, with our customers, with the communities we serve, that it's frankly kind of easy to make a sale when the client knows you.
Okay.
But as we're trying to expand, particularly in the business technologies area, out into other areas around the state, we recognize that that was probably the biggest obstacle we had.
Okay. Well, tell everybody a little bit about Hamilton Business Technologies. If they've seen your name, hopefully they have, but they may not know everything that you do, nor what your footprint is. So give us a little rundown on
Well, I'll start with the business with Hamilton Business Technologies. We are primarily, we're a business. We provide business technology services. We do fully managed IT services where we can manage everything soup to nuts in your network and your office. Can't do that without a solid security posture. We offer cybersecurity management and consulting services. We have geo-redundant data centers in Nebraska, where we do everything from providing the entire environment. You just run your business and we make sure the tools are there for you, to even, what we call a co-location service, where a business can bring in the equipment and servers and processes they already have and host them in a controlled and maintained environment.
Neat. Okay.
Probably where we got started in all of this is we've been doing business phone solutions for as long as there's been business phone. Probably back to the 60s.
Back when we had wires and handsets and
still do
old-fashioned phones. Yes. Okay. Does anybody have one of those old phones still in their office? Do you see that kind of stuff?
Oh, I've got one of our managers, a guy by the name of Doug Penner, is big. He's one of the things he does, taxidermy and equipment restorations, and he's got one of the old, word magnet
dial it.
Love
that. Great.
We used to talk about. We were just talking the other day that if you don't know what is, then you're not old enough to really be in this conversation.
Yes.
But with that being said, phones are such a funny thing now, right? Because we all have them, and we even have some. I finally said, get that phone off my desk. I don't even want it on my desk anymore. So I don't even have a phone anymore, but I can shoot all my phones to my cell phone, right? So landline, so all this technology, and I'm like, how does this even work? How do I get a different number going? And I'm like, holy cow, now this phone's ringing for a different number. But I also want to talk a little bit. You were saying a data center. You manage the server and all that stuff right here in Nebraska.
Yeah, we've got two of them that are hardened, geo-redundant, tied together with low latency fiber connections.
Wow.
Been doing that for, the first one we built was probably 5 years ago.
Holy cow, that's amazing.
Ahead of your
awesome.
time.
Yeah, well, that's amazing.
Well, we had a need for the service, and one of the things we found is if we can do something and do it really well, start asking if we can do it for somebody else.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, Matt can relate to that.
Oh yeah.
By the way, going back to the rotary phone, that's been kind of one of our fun county fair projects. Is we do fiber splicing demos and equipment demos and security and camera demos, all of those things. But off in the corner, we often have a rotary phone that's connected to the network and work, and we'll give kids as they come by, we'll give them prizes if they can figure out how to call their.
Oh my goodness!
Oh, that's great!
I love it. And you do that at the county fair, or
Sure.
Yeah, I love that.
With
That's awesome.
Lancaster County, or I'm not native Nebraska. Which county are we talking about?
We've done it most at the Hamilton County.
Oh, Hamilton County. Okay, great.
Well,
Is that where the Hamilton comes from in the name?
Yeah, we actually started in 1901 as a cooperative telephone company, and I believe the original name was the Hamilton County Farmers Cooperative Telephone Company.
Okay.
And it really started because as this new technology was racing across the country,
Telephone system.
yeah, I mean, voice,
Right.
real-time voice communication.
1901. I love it.
It was being spread in the biggest cities.
Mhm.
That's where, because that's where the customers were.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where you got the Bell Operating Company.
Right.
And in Lincoln, there's a fascinating story about Lincoln Telecom, because that was a lot of that was driven by the Woods family, who were real estate developers.
Was that LT&T? LT&T?
That became, Lincoln Tel actually was an offshoot of that.
Okay.
So there are all these pockets,
Mm.
and it was really obvious that businesses were thriving and surviving on this technology, and out in the rural areas, and it happened all across the country. The communities realized that if they were not going to get left behind, if they were going to be able to continue to compete and exist and thrive, they needed to have a way to connect to these services. So all across the country, there were thousands of them. Farmers co-ops put together. You gathered up the equity that way.
Mm-hmm.
Built. Matter of fact, I mean, God, they started with really rudimentary technology. I mean, they were straight. Not only before they even strung phone lines on the fence posts. In some cases, barbed wire was the phone line.
Right. Right.
I mean,
yeah.
So really, just innovative and new ways to get things done with a minimum of resources. And they ran along as a co-op until about 1960, and that was another technology-driven need, which was the pivot from the old you either had party lines and you could talk to your neighbors just by toggling the hot switch, or get to an operator and they'd connect you to anywhere else in the world.
So just for the young people out there, not to interrupt you.
Yeah, they have no idea what you're talking about.
So get this. So I can barely remember this. So I was probably 8-9 years old, and I can remember picking up the phone, and there would be like 5 or 6 other people just carrying on a conversation, and you would literally say, "Hey, is Carolyn there?" And I was trying to get connected to Carolyn. Oh, well, yeah. Let me see here. I'll call. I'll hook you up here. So like it used to be like these party lines that people would be randomly talking, which is social media today, right?
Yes.
So I guarantee you our producer does not have a clue what we're talking about. Do you?
I have no idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're like,
astonished.
okay, this is so.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you. Do you remember what your ring pattern was? Was it like 2 longs and a short, or
Oh no, I can't remember. I can't.
So because the phone rang, it was actually somebody manually cranking a pattern, and they
like Morse code kind of a thing.
Very much so.
Yeah.
And
okay.
that's how you knew when a call came in that it was for you and not your
Oh
neighbor.
my gosh.
But,
yeah. So no, I don't quite remember that, but I do remember though that you had to memorize like hundreds of phone numbers, because you there was no caller ID, there was no nothing.
Right.
Like every time the phone rang, and by the way, I was taught as a kid to say, "Hello, Warner's Residence. How can I help you?"
Yes.
Like that.
I was too, but I didn't know why.
An official,
yeah,
because it was a big deal to receive a call. Somebody was calling you because it was important, so they wanted to communicate with you, right? So this is fascinating.
So so we're 1960.
Yeah. And by the way, out in the small, especially in the smaller communities, phone numbers, I mean, why bother? I mean, you just pick up and ask for John, and
right.
But in the 60s, it was clear that the next thing was, dial tone, where you could actually pick up the phone and dial.
Direct dial, right?
And that was a big capital investment that needed to be done. The co-op was not in a position to, raise the capital to do that. My grandfather, who had a whole career with Northwestern Bell in Iowa, was with the Telephone Association here in Lincoln, and he and a couple other folks, a guy by the name of Cliff Thompson and banker by the name of Paul Dunlap, recognized that there was a need and an opportunity here, and
people may know those names here in Lincoln, right?
There were a number of
they ring a bell to me.
Yes, no pun intended.
Yeah.
no, there were a number. So there were a number of these co-ops that needed to make that conversion. They took several of them private. My grandfather ended up with controlling interest in Hamilton. Ultimately, it got renamed to the Hamilton Telephone Company of Aurora, Nebraska. And I've heard a rumor that part of that was because when they built the new building to control this switch, or to house this switch, they wanted to put a name on the front of it, and there wasn't enough room for all the words, so they started cutting them out.
Oh, wow. So the original office was in Aurora, right? Oh, and whereabouts in Aurora? It still is.
It's just
Okay.
block off the square.
Okay.
Right.
And for all of you that don't know, that's how they talk in Aurora, just to block off the square. For us that don't know Aurora, because I have a good friend of mine, Kevin. He is an Aurora. He grew up there, so everything's Aurora to him. And Aurora has a lot of history, and a lot of powerful people have come from that town.
Kevin Schneider, is it?
Yeah, it is.
I was going to say, I'm sure he knows him.
Does it? Well, everybody knows. Schneider, the store. The Schneiders have the store there.
Oh, do they have like a 5 and 10 there or something?
No, they have the True Value, or the hardware store.
Okay,
yeah.
Close enough.
Yes. So, but that's literally, I totally set you up for that, because everybody that knows Aurora is like, oh, it's just a block off the square. Like, everybody's supposed to know.
That.
Because
I have yet to go to Aurora, so now I got to get there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I love it.
I
so many small businesses. There's a fabulous hands-on science center. The Edgerton Explore It Center. I've been on the board there for
Aurora has
20 years.
The one and only water park in the state of Nebraska
that
actually cash flows.
No kidding. All right, so this is a PSA for Aurora.
Totally Aurora.
For people to take your family. Actually, my brother's coming into town in a couple of hours. I'm thinking we might go to Aurora.
No, you don't need to go. It's not that exciting. No, I did that for Kevin. Kevin will pounce on me for that one.
I've never been there.
So I'm fascinated with this. So Aurora, Nebraska, small telephone company, grows. Do you eventually merge then with the LT&T, or how did that?
Completely independent.
Completely independent.
We started as an independent telephone company. We're still an independent telephone company. We did actually make an acquisition about 4 years ago. We bought the Nebraska Central Telephone.
Okay.
Which it serves central and north central Nebraska,
right?
Here, but up north of Burwell.
Oh, wow.
About 2,500 square.
Fascinating.
Miles. And there's, it goes from some, obviously, given
right,
busy towns, but some of those areas you get up north of Burwell. There's one area, it was about 400 square miles with, I think, 59 houses.
Well,
oh, wow.
Which is a complete, real challenge.
Very much. Yeah.
How do you provide service?
All the way out
right.
There. But it can be done and has been done.
Yeah. I assume, like most businesses, though, you have density that kind of support the availability in the less populated areas, right?
Sure.
Because it's a service, and because you're an independent, I guess, for-profit and part of that nonprofit, you're not a government-supported service, right? So you're not.
Well, there's some
requirements for.
There's a policy, and it goes back to the 30s, 1934 Telecommunications Act. That's created the FCC, which you're probably probably familiar with.
I've heard of them.
The fundamental principle there, which was recognizing that telecommunication services are an essential service. They're essential for safety, for business, for economic growth, and the principle was that they should be available everywhere, universally within the country on economically comparable basis.
Yep.
So there's kind of an attempt was to do almost like a postalization of rates. So there are some funds that really help support
that. Okay,
essential service funds that provide essential services in areas where otherwise it'd just not be an economic
Right.
model.
Right.
So you have to manage a business. So you're running a business that's trying to be profitable, but yet you're dealing heavily in the government, right? So you're heavily regulated by the government. That does not sound like a good time to me. How do you manage that?
Well, I think it's something culturally we're really good at it, and it's not fundamentally different than any other customer relationship, and that's part of it. Is you got to treat the regulators almost as a customer,
right?
I mean, but at the end of the day, you've committed to provide a service.
I love that,
and that's what you do.
You do.
That's who you are.
Right.
A good friend of mine, Brian Thompson. He spends a lot of time here. Like Brian, probably.
I do know Brian.
Yeah.
I'm not thinking his grandfather is a Cliff Thompson. I was telling you.
Yeah. Okay. Very good. I kind of figured that.
It's a small world in Nebraska.
It is.
I feel very left out at the moment, but I'm enjoying it. It's all good.
So Rebecca, there's no way you feel left out. You're the smartest person in the dang room.
No, I love this stuff. This is why I moved to Nebraska for exactly this.
So he spends a lot of time working on legislature to help with the communication part, and he's also a very large rancher, right? I mean, they have a lot of cattle, but I've always wondered how that. I mean, you really are controlled by Big Brother. Man, I love your attitude.
Well, where's the private part of that? So where's the Big Brother part, and where's the innovation come from? Like the private side of that equation. How does that work?
Well, I mean, the way you really look at it, particularly in the rural support area, is it's almost exists to buy down the cost of service to
I love that.
And there's a whole mechanism where surcharges on everybody's phone bill go into a big pot that is allocated to the very rural areas.
Right.
So,
and I'm assuming these other services. So we talked about managed service provider, data centers, cybersecurity. A lot of these things are kind of add-ons to the business model for how the total company makes money. Is that a fair way of looking at that?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. To kind of continue the story on a little bit, in the late 60s, the next thing was color television.
I do remember that. Yes.
Well, we were far enough away from the transmitters that just rabbit ears weren't going to get
right. Good old rabbit ears. Oh my gosh, this is such a throwback, John. This is awesome.
So we set up. It's about the time my dad came back. At the time he'd been a producer at Penn State.
Right. And we're going to talk about that too.
We put up a big antenna.
Yep.
And we were able to get a clean, curated signal.
Okay.
And built a coax plant throughout the community.
Oh wow.
And it's now thought of as it's thought of a kind of an older thing called cable TV, but at the time it was called community access television.
Awesome. All right.
We launched it with 4 channels.
Oh my gosh.
And
all right. Well, before you go into community access,
we'll pick up after the break. Let's take a quick break and thank our sponsors for this. We're going to jump right back to this. Plus, I want to talk about a coat hanger on the TV because that's how I use my rabbit ears. We'll be right back.
Imagine starting your day with a computer glitch that leaves you feeling stuck, frustrated, and unable to get your work done. You have 1,000,001 things to get done today, and waiting for the tech issue to solve itself isn't one of them. It's time to let Hamilton handle the tech so you don't have to. We help businesses across the state spend more time on what they do best and less time frustrated with office technology. As the official business IT partner of the Huskers, we're focused on providing custom solutions that set you up for success now and in the future. Connect with us today at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
This Black Friday, it is time to hit your goals before the new year even starts. At Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping, get 40% off our next 10-week challenge, plus 6 weeks for free to kickstart your fitness journey. Start training December 1st with kickboxing, strength training, and personalized nutrition. So when our official challenge begins January 10th, you're already ahead of the game. Spots are limited. Don't wait for January to make your resolution. Start strong now. Visit fxblincoln.com or stop by one of our 2 locations at South 40th and Yankee Hill or North 70th and Vine. Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping. Stronger starts here.
Concrete Industries has immediate job openings for precast production laborers and maintenance technicians. Concrete Industries offers great pay, health benefits, 401k, a wellness program, holidays, and paid time off. Apply today to earn a starting pay of $21.50 per hour plus a $1,500 hiring bonus. Concrete Industries is hiring all experience levels and offers on-the-job training. Start your career today as a precast production laborer or maintenance technician. Visit concreteindustries.com.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Coppell Chevrolet GMC, the #1 fastest growing GMC dealer in the Omaha and Lincoln area. We are going to keep this train rolling in a big way with new half-ton and 4x4 pickup trucks starting at $12,500 off list price or 0% financing. You heard that right, $12,500 off list price or 0% financing. You pick which one works better for you. Please stop on in the dealership and meet the team or check us out at koppelcars.com. Stock number C280930. All deals with approved credit.
This holiday season, give the gift of good taste with a gift card from Valentino's. During double discount days, double your discount from $5 to $10 free with a $50 gift card purchase. Valentino's handcrafted pizza has been a family favorite for generations, and our gift cards make the perfect holiday gift. And right now, during gift card double discount days, when you buy $50 in gift cards, get a $10 gift card free. Happy holidays from Valentino's.
Midwest Bank is hosting our annual Thanksgiving food drive, partnering with local Lincoln schools to provide Thanksgiving dinners to families in need. We hope to provide meals for more than 120 families in our community this year. You can help by dropping off a donation at either Midwest Bank location, 7001 Pioneers Boulevard or 2655 Jamie Lane. Any donation is greatly appreciated. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank, member FDIC.
The savings continue all November long at Elway Power Sports of Lincoln. They're extending their red tag sale with machines priced at invoice plus $300. That's it. No freight, no setup, no extra fees. Plus 10% off snowplow kits, 10% off fly motocross gear, and 50% off all in-stock road tires. Elway Power Sports of Lincoln has you covered all under one roof with a large selection of side-by-sides, ATVs, motorcycles, and personal watercraft at their 27th and I-80 location. They can't wait to get you set up for the holiday season. Fall is officially here, and Brown's Shoe Fit has just the right style and comfort your feet deserve. Stop in to see a wide selection of all your favorite brands, including Brooks, Hoka, Echo, Keen, and many more. At Brown's Shoe Fit, they take the time to measure your feet to ensure proper fit. They also have the largest selection of Uggs and Hokas in Lincoln. Brown's Shoe Fit at 66th and King.
This is where it happens. Long hikes with friends, kayaking adventures with family, more horseback riding, zipline gliding, rock face climbing, hammock camping fun than you could ever imagine. And it's all outdoors, amongst the trees and across the prairie, here beneath Nebraska skies. Plan an outing today at yournebraskaadventure.com. Sponsored by Nebraska Game and Parks, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
You're listening to Business Builders on 93.7 The Ticket. Here are your hosts, Matt Warner and Rebecca Pearson.
All right, it's Matt and Rebecca at Business Builders, 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. I hope you're listening. We have a fascinating guest, and it's going to get even more fascinating. John Nelson with Hamilton Business Technologies and a whole lot of other things. Right before the break, we were, I think we made it to the 1920s, maybe?
No, we're up to 1960.
On our
Come
sign,
on,
oh, that's right, 1960. Sorry.
TV,
I'm looking at this retro sign across the street because we live in these art, we work in these Art Deco buildings or whatever, so I had a brain cramp. However, we wanted to regroup on that, and we're talking about business technologies, but before I forget, 402-464 5685, or you can drop us questions in the chat. I mean, John is full of history on Nebraska, and Matt's just jumping right in. So
I love this.
Let's pick up
so,
in the 60s somewhere.
And it's so funny too, because so you have mentioned like 4 or 5 different names, right? And so I've told Rebecca this 100 times. If you ask me about professional athletes, I am horrible. If you're not like the elite, like the Tom Brady's, I don't know who you are. But when it comes to Nebraska business people, when you say names and people that are in the community of business, this is my jam. So I'm like, a sports nerd, but for business nerds. So I love when I hear the Dunlops, and you hear all these names, and the Thompson family, and even the Schneiders out in Aurora, right? So, now I know that your family, right? So now I'll build it next time I hear you. But let's pick up right at 1960. So you bring us back into this colored TV
Sure.
and getting fair communication to everybody.
Sure. So we were, the community access TV, which later became cable TV, really was a way to get, again, another whole world communication out to areas that were not, and people that weren't able to receive it.
Mm-hmm.
We ran with that and modernizing the network, and picking up some of the initial satellite signals and that sort of thing through the 70s, including a whole event where we had to rebuild our entire network after an ice storm in a matter of weeks, which is when we pivoted to from having everything on foam poles to putting it under the ground.
Under the ground, okay.
Well, it all falls down, and you say, let's not do that. Let's not do that again.
Right.
So
right.
That was expensive. Yes.
Yeah.
Especially in Nebraska.
And then in 1980, we'd run to the switch that got put in 60 was at capacity. We ended up putting in, really, I think the first digital phone switch owned by an independent company in the country. We actually went out to the factory, went through the installer school. Our techs built our switch and tested it in the factory.
Oh, wow.
Brought it out, put it in ourselves, which was not something that was normally done, but it gave us the ability to really support what we had put in. That's another thing we try to pay attention to. And that was, by the way, the end of the party lines we talked about earlier, which is at that point, everybody got their own phone line, their phone number, all private lines. To get rid of the party line, we had to have hearings in each of the communities. And I've been told that in every single one of those communities, there was at least one person who got up who was mad in heck, because that was, if we took away the party lines, how are they going to know
what's going on?
What's going on?
Yeah, the gossip, the town gossip. Literally, I remember those times. Hey, let's also. I remember a time too where you knew that you were at a friend's house that had a lot of money because they had a satellite dish that was as big as the studio.
Oh yes.
Remember those great big satellite dishes?
Yeah, well, that's what we did, is we put in the dishes ourselves, provided the service,
and then shot it out.
The customers didn't have to,
wow.
have to do all of that.
Very cool.
Yeah.
And this is your grandfather?
By this time, it was my dad. My grandfather was still working there, but my dad was behind the video station. So once we put in this big digital switch, there's only a minimum size they come in. We knew we had a fair amount of switching capacity that was beyond what could be needed by our area. There was also this huge downturn in farm economy.
In the 80s.
In the 80s, there was an unemployment problem. There
Huge.
was a health insurance availability problem. And we realized we could combine the two, started doing call center work, initially through a company in Omaha called Cytel, ultimately spun off into a telemarketing business that ran until probably about 25 years. And out of that, I think we got really good at managing, call floors, the large workforce, that sort of thing.
Wow.
And when the Americans with Disabilities Act was passed in 1991, one of the things that came out of that was every state needed to come up with a program to make the telephone network accessible to the deaf. So they're using a keyboard technology.
TTY,
TTY, exactly. And what we provided was a service where a live operator would have a TTY and a voice line, and we would be the conduit between the two callers.
And this is the early 90s.
Yeah, early 90s.
Wow.
So up until then, people didn't have access.
I didn't realize
or
that.
Something easy, right?
I mean, I've been told that really prior to relay, I mean, if you had you had a family member
Mhm.
or a friend that also had a TTY, you were
Right.
set. But otherwise, if you wanted to talk to somebody, your phone had 4 wheels. You get in the car and go.
Okay, we're clipping that one. So make a note, Tristan, what that is. That's great. Your phone had 4 wheels.
Well, and it was a great economic development thing for the country too, because there was this huge workforce of intelligent and talented people who, had previously been somewhat limited because they couldn't speak on the phone. I mean, it was a great benefit.
Yeah.
To the country too. So that over time eventually grew by leaps and bounds. We're today doing that service under contract to about 36 states. But along the way, working with one of our vendors, we collectively identified that there's a whole nother class of people that are typically the late deaf and hearing. It's a huge issue, particularly in the elderly, but at all ages. And working with a vendor, we developed a called Ultratech up in Madison. We rolled out a caption telephone. Where somebody who's not in a text-based world, somebody who's still has a speaking voice, but maybe just can't quite hear what's coming on the other side, can call directly to anybody in the world. To the extent they have hearing and voice, the voice path is still there, but then there's a real-time transcription, caption of what the person on the other end is saying. And that's still a growing market. I mean, we're seeing so many things that it can do in terms of allowing, especially seniors, to remain in home. There are so many stories, so many lessons and studies we've seen on, comorbidities of hearing loss, where continuing to be engaged, continuing to, especially to be talking and using those.
And mentally stimulated, right?
Using that part of your brain is a real key to staving off dementia.
Right.
It's a great service.
Wow.
I'm really proud of it.
That is fascinating. I never even thought about the hearing impaired. That's horrible. How hard it must be.
We live in a hearing world, right?
Right.
Yes.
So
We're on the radio.
I know.
Right.
But we have cameras and we have captions, right? I mean, this is some of what we're working on here is accessibility to information. Yeah.
How many people are employed by
today? I put us at around 500.
Oh wow!
It's we've leaned a lot into automated systems and speech recognition. So we're at one point where I think we're about 1,200 employees nationwide. And as the speech recognition engines got better, we kind of slowed down our hiring and let attrition take it back down to a more normal level. The technology still, to be really effective and accurate, still for about a quarter of the calls needs to have somebody at the helm
helping
steering it right, because there's kind of a cliff depending on the characteristic of the speaker.
Oh sure, yes.
Where once you get off that cliff, the accuracy really is not acceptable.
How is artificial intelligence in your space? How is it helpful or not helpful?
Well, speech recognition is fundamentally based on machine learning, which is one of the foundations of artificial intelligence. What has gotten most attention in the last 5 years is kind of called the generative AI. But all of those speech models and language models are based on some of the fundamentally same technologies. We're, like anybody else, we're using it all across the company. Everything from We're doing a lot in the office with just individual user Copilot work. We're using AI tools on our network monitoring tools for cybersecurity to recognize anomalies.
Oh yeah.
But hopefully before they have any impact on the network and the users.
How smart are the language models for dealing with a speech impediment of some sort? Are they able to work through that?
Well,
I never thought about it till you just mentioned it.
Yeah, I mean, and the thing is, the models were built on a fairly narrow subset
Right.
of economic, racial,
Yes.
all those things. And the further you get from that, the less accurate you get.
Yeah.
Now, in the capture,
It's another systemic bias being built in, is what I'm thinking of.
That'd be accurate.
Yeah.
So there's a balance between the speech recognition is doing what it can. We can recognize when it starts to go, and the end user can too. They can say, hey, these captions aren't great.
Right.
Get me a little more help. And we've got a person who's coming in and correcting in real time. And in some cases, just taking over the call entirely.
Right.
Wow.
But yeah, I mean, we're seeing it all across the company. It's driving need for the bandwidth that we provide.
Right.
These data centers
Right.
need a tremendous amount of very low latency connection between their centers. All of it's driven by network interaction, so it makes broadband services we provide more essential. Like I said, it helps enhance our security posture, but it also comes with its own security concerns.
So do you have a question? Sorry.
No, I was going to go down to the cyber
Go
world.
for it.
So
Go
get
for
this.
it.
In our little company, I never dreamed that we'd have to have like cyber insurance. So now I have to have an insurance policy. Apparently and there's these phishing scams and all this cyber beep bop boop stuff. I have no idea. I am not IT at all, for the record. But get this. Now we're starting to do these phishing things where my people are trying to trick my people into clicking on something, and I'm
PHI
like
phishing.
Phishing, yes.
For those who haven't
not
grasped that.
what I like to do out at the lake and
not
when
fly
I
fishing,
catch
yes.
a
The PHI
bass.
fishing.
But is that's part of your guys' world too?
Yeah, I mean, and assessments of your people and training
Assessments of the people. That's exactly what they
is
said.
one of the services we provide. Because if you think about it, we can have the most secure network, have the most secure firewalls, the best antivirus, all of those things in place. I mean, just think about a bank vault. I mean, you can have the most secure building, and it doesn't do you any good if somebody walks up and says, hey, let you in.
Right. Right. That's
Which
exactly
happens
right.
in our apartments and condos all the time. And I'm like, who are you?
Right.
So
How did you get in
train
here?
people to recognize, that maybe this isn't the link you should be clicking on. Or,
Yes.
Maybe, you shouldn't be entering in your passwords and
Right.
that sort of thing.
Or analyzing even the behavior of your employees. Unfortunately, right, there's some of that. Is that also part of the cybersecurity? Is the behavior of the employee doing that such that they're a higher risk employee or anything along those lines?
I mean,
I worked at ExxonMobil. Sorry.
Obviously, clicking on the links is the first thing.
Yes.
And,
but even opening them, right? Sometimes.
Right. Yeah. I mean, we've got a whole hierarchy.
Yes.
We get the reports back. It says who read the email, who clicked on the link.
Yep.
And then once they got to the test, who actually provided information, and you get a hierarchy of who's recommended for training.
All right. Okay.
If they go all the way through, we route them in immediately.
Got it.
To kind of this is why you shouldn't have done that.
All right.
Well, this
Great.
has been absolutely fascinating.
There.
We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll talk about talk a little bit more about the security. We'll wrap this thing up. This is fascinating. I had no idea. I love this. Let's let the sponsors do their part, and we'll get back into cybersecurity.
All right.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service, bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. It doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Doren. God bless you.
MHC isn't a new company, just a new name. Moe's Moving is now Moe's Home and Commercial. Whether moving across town or across the state, MHC Moving has you covered, specializing in home, apartment, assisted, and independent living moves. MHC can handle your commercial moves as well. MHC Moving has 0 hidden fees. You'll never pay for same-day booking or be charged for stairs, heavy items, or elevator fees. Rates are the same Monday through Saturday, and you will never pay a truck or fuel surcharge. And they offer payment plans through PayPal. Call MHC Moving today at 402-853-7167 or go to mhcmoving.com.
This is Bill Mitchner, Executive Director of Lincoln Lighthouse. Did you know Lighthouse provides multiple programs for students such as one-on-one tutoring and mentoring, as well as pro-social skill exercises, while providing them a nourishing meal and a safe space during all months of the year, even during school breaks? Learn more or contribute to Lighthouse at lincolnlighthouse.org today.
Fall is here, and so are cooler temps, darker evenings, and slick roads. Is your vehicle ready for the change in season? At A1 Automotive, we've got you covered. From tire checks, brake inspections, batteries, and heater systems, we make sure your car is road ready for the Nebraska winters ahead. Don't wait until the first frost. Schedule your fall car care checkup today and drive with confidence all season long. A1 Automotive, always honest answers.
Have you heard about Advanced Medical Imaging Surgery Center? Located at 7555 Pioneers Boulevard, Advanced Medical Imaging Surgery Center offers compassionate, patient-focused care and provides outpatient surgery services, making it possible to have non-emergency surgery and return home the same day. Advanced Medical Imaging Surgery Center specializes in cardiology, vascular radiology, orthopedics, pain management, and much, much more. Give them a call today at 402-261-1085 or online at amimaging.com.
Leaves are falling and temperatures are cooling down, but don't put your golf clubs away. Double Eagle Golf makes golf leagues and events possible year-round. Winter leagues begin on December 1st and are open for registration. Check out their deals on monthly memberships and schedule your Husker Watch parties, birthday or bachelor parties, corporate or team outings, or just a good old Saturday with the boys. That's all at Double Eagle Golf inside the Kinetic Sports Complex on West O Street. Book a tee time today or learn more at doubleeagle.golf.
Hey, what's up, everyone? This is Mike Smith, founder of The Bay. Join me every Tuesday from 5 to 6 p.m. for your weekly Disrupt, where me and local misfits will interrupt your drive time with this week's most interesting stories in sports, entrepreneurship, and culture. So tune in to your weekly Disrupt every Tuesday afternoon on 93.7 The Ticket, where disruption is just a phone call away.
Lincoln's go-to for fun isn't new. It's a place that's been a staple of the city for years and is only getting better. Matson's Bowling and Billiards always has open bowling available with no long lines, unlike other centers. They have live music almost every weekend and great food at EJ's Bar and Lounge, with seating for 150 people. They have popular meals like the EJ Burger, pizza for the whole family, and famous EJ's Wings. Contact Sarah to book a party for friends, coworkers, or family at Matson's Bowling and Billiards, just south of 48th and Holdridge.
Is your heating system ready for cooler weather? Call Bryant to schedule your fall heating check. No matter what brand, call 467-1111. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
You're listening to Business Builders on 93.7 The Ticket. Here are your hosts, Matt Warner and Rebecca Pearson.
Being an entrepreneur nerd.
Being an entrepreneur, we are live. This is Matt and Rebecca with Business Builders, 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. We are in studio with John Nelson, one of the owners and family historical founders of Hamilton Business Technologies. We're learning all about what they actually do, which is a wide berth of things. We were just talking about relay services and just helping people with disabilities.
Cybersecurity.
You know, the timeline, which we're not going to get through, but, you know, we have modern phones today. We were talking about artificial intelligence, but if people want to get a hold of Hamilton Business Technologies, because we haven't even really talked about that, and you don't have an office in Lincoln, you said, but you're certainly accessible. If somebody was switched on by either the relay services you offer, cybersecurity, how would they start to reach out and find somebody?
Well, on the web, you start with hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Okay.
For the larger company, there's Hamilton Tel.com.
Okay.
Our main line we're not great at, I'm kind of in a post phone number world.
Yes.
Our main line would be 402-694-5101.
Okay, great. Excellent. So if you're interested in what we're talking about, you can reach out to the larger company that is behind John Nelson and everything he's been talking about. But you mentioned about your tribe, and we were talking about access. So maybe we can dive into tribe and culture and people.
My brain is just so scrambled. So I'm still going back even to the cybersecurity and just the speed that your company is going through. I mean, I'm sorry. I'm going to digress. 1902, 1901. 1901. I don't know if anybody out there's listening. This is fascinating. You don't find a lot of companies that have been around, let alone 50 years. My little company's been around 16 years, right? And I'm fascinated by what we've done. But your family and your grandfather, and just you've got to just be beaming with pride of the sheer brilliance of your family and for you. Can I just ask one personal question?
Sure.
Is it hard to look back and think my grandfather did this?
No, not at all. I mean, it's you're on the journey. It's great fun. And it's probably, if you can't tell, I wasn't a technology major. I wasn't a business major. I was a history major, which is somehow skewed us into these.
Well, I love it, but for you, my friend, I'm very proud. I'm adopted here in Nebraska, but I grew up on a farm where my grandfather still lives on the original Homestead Act ground, right? So for me, this is part of the pride. But I feel for you the pride. I can just the beaming of this history of this family, and I hope someday to leave. By the way, I don't want to use the word legacy, because I don't believe legacy, in my opinion, isn't what you leave behind for people. It's what you install in the people that are left behind.
No, I'm glad you're saying that, because I do beam with pride, but what I really beam with pride about is the people we've been able to attract and retrain and grow. And if there's an area that's just overwhelming, it's the blessing of the people we've been able, the extremely talented, aggressive, intelligent, ambitious,
right?
All words I love,
and is always ethical people I've been able to work with. Excellent leaders, leaders in the community, leaders in the business.
Right. Incredible culture. And you had this comment about a tribe, and tribe is a word that I use. So I was just interested in how you use that. You did that on the break. So how do you?
Yeah, it's not a word I often use, but
I loved it though.
But I guess my point was, you're talking about maybe another topic and another interview, and I'd really love to let you get to know some of the people.
Yes.
Some of these great people who are
that work for you. Yeah.
Are subject matters in so many things like this.
Right. And we were talking about impairment and, some of the things that Hamilton does and all the experts that you have back at the ranch.
Absolutely.
And you've created a tribe of experts. Is that how you think of it? Or is access to?
It's been a joint venture.
Okay.
I mean,
all right.
Matt, that once you get culture started, the culture grows itself. I mean, I like to think of our culture almost as its own immune system. You bring in new individuals, they assimilate them, they acclimatize them, they train them, they teach them. There are people that just aren't a good fit, and 9 times out of 10 they identify that.
Right.
And
okay, that's it. I'm going to make an executive decision. We're going to stay on for another hour because our show's coming to an end, and now we're getting to the good juice of this. We
can definitely have John back, or some of his culture people.
Absolutely. I mean, the show's coming to an end. John, John, I just want to tell you from the bottom of my heart, man, I can feel your passion and who you are. It's very radiant. It's a pleasure to meet you, and thank you so much for taking some time with Rebecca and I to be on our show this morning. I really do appreciate you, my friend.
Great. It's been a lot of fun. Thank you.
Thank you for John Nelson. This is Business Builders. We'll see you next week.
Bagels and Joe is the perfect place for breakfast or lunch in November. Try